Oh, beautiful place, coastal South Carolina. This is the second of 2 stops in the Palmetto State for the Bassmaster Elite Series after a huge bang-up tournament. At Lake Hartwell, we are moving to a completely different place, Mark Zona, with a completely different set of problems that you have to solve.
No doubt about it, and really every time that we've been to Winyah Bay, there is one storyline here. Do you stay close to Georgetown, South Carolina, or do you gamble? Do you go down to Charleston, which is ballpark about 90 minutes to 2 hours, and really roll the dice? But if you looked at the last time we were here, making that run paid off. Will that happen this time around?
Yeah, that's the big question. That one decision you make, that big turn you make when you come out of the launch there. And we'll see as Jason Williamson of South Carolina gets things started on day number 1.
Look out, watch the scales. 5 fish for Jay Willie here on day number 1. 15 pounds, 11 ounces. 15-11, and Jason Williamson is leading the Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay.
Jason Williamson from the other side of South Carolina, not too far from Clarks Hill Lake. He's won one of his Bassmaster Elite Series wins at Clarks Hill, the other one down at Lake Amistad many years ago. Longtime veteran of the Bassmaster Elite Series with a slim lead over Hunter Shryock. Both of those anglers staying closer by, not making the long run to the Cooper River. But that is the big decision that these guys are going to be facing today. The long run, the short haul to nearer fishing and more time fishing. We'll get into that as we gather here, the full field again here on day number 2, getting ready for the takeoff. And that decision is a tough one. I mean, it's a gamble if you go, but last time around it was one up there in the Cooper River.
Like we said off the top of this show, that is the #1 factor when we fish Winyah Bay, and that's going to be our Yamaha Unlock the Lake. And you look at your leader, Jason Williamson, you say, well, heck, he's only running 15 to 20 miles. And you say to yourself, well, heck yeah, I'm going to maximize my fishing time instead of making this run down to the Cooper River, where you're looking at about 100 to 120 miles. Oh, and by the way, you got to stop and get gas and then continue running. But here's the reason why you go to the Cooper River. If you looked at day number 1, if you looked at the last tournament here, it has the most consistency for top 20 finishes. And obviously, after day number 1, that's exactly where the consistency was.
Bill Lowen, one of those anglers making that run. We join him with 4 fish already in the live well.
Come on, fish gods, I need this one bad. It's a big one. Come on. Please. Yeah, boy. Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Woo! Look at that! Oh, trailer hook. Look at that. Look at this. Dang. Barely in him. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That fish right there gets me going tomorrow. Whew.
Dollar Bill Lowen.
Well, Bill Lowen has been with his Bassmaster Elite Series since the very beginning, around 14 years ago. Still his best finish was the very second event, Lake Rayburn, back in those days, and still looking for his first blue trophy. Would this be the one for Bill Lowen? Would he be able to take its day number 2 lead and translate that into a victory on the Bassmaster Elite Series? You see his lead, not much, over the likes of Luke Palmer, Lee Livesey, Jason Williamson, again, our day 1 leader there. Jesse Tacarani has put himself in the conversation and all the rest, and all of a sudden we are down to 35 anglers, day number 3, and we're ready to go.
And really looking at day number 3 and that leaderboard, so much consistency yet again with the anglers that made that 1.5 to 2 hour run. And what's amazing is they do their work quick. They only have 4 to 4.5 hours of fishing time. They got to make their way back to Georgetown. One angler, though, that is not making that run right there, Stetson Blaylock.
Stetson Blaylock coming off a strong second-place finish last week at Lake Hartwell, trying to make first this time.
Sitting in 6th right now, and that was totally unexpected here. You know, I've made the last 2 top 10s and was, you know, really just fishing good, and you know, coming here, never been here before, and I was kind of afraid that there was only enough fish for one day, but being able to get them again yesterday kind of lets me know that there's more there. The goal is to get 10 pounds and make Championship Sunday again. It'd be pretty special just to be able to make that top 10 for sure. Let's go make some good TV.
Well, it has been a good tournament so far for Stetson Blaylock, and Blaylock, one of those anglers not making that trip to the Cooper River. There are your rules of the game. It is a 4-day tournament. We got one more day after this one, 8 hours to fish and 5 bass per day. That's your limit. 75 anglers on our first 2 days. Now we're down to 35. And the top 10 will compete on Championship Sunday. And again, Stetson Blaylock staying closer.
Exactly right, fishing up the Waccamaw River, and he has maximized his fishing time. Really only has about a 15 to 20 mile run. On the other side, you heard Stetson Blaylock say, hey, let's make some good TV, and that's exactly what he did. Well, just a week ago up on Lake Hartwell, and the amazing thing, Stetson Blaylock fishing almost the same way here as he did last week.
Oh my gosh, gotcha, yes! Inside the mouth, way down deep. That's him. Oh my goodness. Think he wanted that. That's a big one. Last week it was unbelievable there at Hartwell, and I didn't even change setups. I had no idea what to do here. Didn't do a whole lot of research here. It's really easy fishing a place like this to fall in that trap of just going through the motions. That's a good one. If I can keep him buttoned up. Holy cow, I need this one bad. Come here, come here. Gotcha. Hey now. Hey now. That'll work. Yes. Fished all that sand right there, and as soon as we get back to where the thickest of the thickest cover is, I throw in there, and as soon as I throw in there, my line takes off down. I can see it, but I can tell it's over a tree. So I leaned up on that fish, and he was definitely behind the limb, and thank the good Lord he stayed on. We got him in the boat. So it's a slow process, and it's painful to put up with, but it works. That'll work.
Good one right there for Stetson Blaylock, and everything, well, lately, pretty much lining up right for him.
Absolutely. Stetson Blaylock really good at digging in one place. Look at him. Started the day in 6th place. That effort right there put him all the way up into 3rd. Plenty of fishing yet to come. On day number 3, we'll have that for you when we come back.
The Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay is brought to you by Triton Boats, Berkeley, Abu Garcia, and by Nitro Boats.
Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay here in coastal South Carolina, 4th stop of the year for the Bassmaster Elite Series. A beautiful place, a complicated place to make something happen in the world of fishing. Hunter Shryock has so far fought the good fight, finds himself in the top 10 to start this day, and he's fishing the Santee River, which played pretty big last time. So much water in it. This time around, though, it's even more difficult.
Biggin', biggin', biggin'. Oh my gosh, Lord, please. Lord, please, get up in here. Yes, 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 that's what I'm talking about. Woo! Golly. That's why we're up here. Thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh. Everybody, I'm sorry for screaming, but you have no idea how jacked up I am right now.
Well, that emotion right there can show you what a quality bass can do to your entire tournament here at Winyah Bay. But really, like the last time we were here in the Santee River, you don't have many shots on goal, but the quality lives here, and little adjustments for Hunter Shryock has been key.
Oh my gosh! Chatterbait! Yes! Chatterbait, baby! Big slimy kiss right on his lips. Fish in the moment. Gosh, this is what they talk about. Yes! Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. I can throw a chatterbait, boys. Golly, I can throw a chatterbait. Ain't caught a fish on a chatterbait all week. This is why we go fishing. This makes everything worth it. Shaking so bad I can't even tie it. Oh, it makes everything worth it.
Absolutely, you nailed it,
sir.
Right there. Yes, a lot of enthusiasm out there on the part of Hunter Shryock. Let's get to Cory Johnson. Cory Johnston made the big trip to the Cooper River. Did super consistent, 11 pounds and change each day.
Giant.
Yeah, baby. Whew. Here we go. Those are the ones we're looking for right there. Yeah, baby.
That's a chunk, baby.
That's exactly right, Tommy. It's exactly what it is. And really, a lot of the guys that are down in the Cooper, like Cory Johnston, are having to go through a lot of numbers to get to that. And this time around, it's been a cold spring in the southeast, and even though a lot of these guys down in the Cooper, they're not looking at them, a lot of these fish, they're sifting through a lot of spawners, a lot of fish that are, well, maybe post-spawn, a lot of pre-spawn fish, and Cory Johnston so far has proved that run to the Cooper, losing a lot of time, paying off so far in this event.
Well, absolutely. He's been so consistent there, and it's been a great season for him. We look in the background at his performance on the St. Johns River. Started out on fire. Cory Johnston, preseason, was one of the favorites to do very well in Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and look at him sitting right there in 4th place. Not too far behind our almost co-leaders, Patrick Walters and Scott Canterbury.
Exactly right. We're going to head back up towards Winyah Bay with Stetson Blaylock, who's really worried that he burned this area, and it almost looks like here on day number 3 that it is getting better.
That's a big one, a big one. Oh gosh, stay on, stay on, stay on, Lord. Oh my gosh. Stay on there, baby, stay on there, baby. Yes, yeah, boom. Thank you, Lord. Hey, get you a load of that, Bass Nation. We're gonna call that dude a 4-pound even. Stud, it's a stud. Look how long that fish is. I mean, a long biggin. That's what I'm talking about right there. Just when you think it's over, just when you think your stuff's dried up, biggest bite I've had all week. Got him in the boat, everything was perfect. He got around a limb out here, the limb broke. All these thousands of limbs I've hung in all week long, and that one right there was weak enough it broke with that big fish. That, I don't like using this term, But that fish is a game changer, no doubt about it. Doing work, man, all week long. Last week at Hartwell, you got to see it. I mean, sometimes fishing is about being simple and not overthinking it. It doesn't get more simple than that right there. Let's do it again. I'm fixing to re-rig this whole deal though. I want to be crisp and clean.
Well, that simple little rig he showed us right there is played in just about every tournament this year so far. So Stetson Blaylock doing a good job of keeping it simple. That's his plan. Got him in 5th place so far. Clint Davis of Alabama on top right now, followed by Kobe Krieger. We're coming back with the remainder of day number 3 when we return to the Bassmaster Elite Series. Oh, they call it moving day, day number 3 here on the Bassmaster Elite Series. This one, the Bass Pro Shop's Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay here in coastal South Carolina. A lot of big decisions for all of these anglers to make. One who decided to stay a little closer, Stetson Blaylock.
Exactly right, and one of the things that has transpired here on day number 3 with the warming trend that's going on, a few of our anglers finding up shallow spawning, and Stetson Blaylock has found a giant.
When I'm not throwing it up there, she swims off. So I don't know if I need to catch him and just put him in the box and maybe she'll go ahead and lock on, or if I need to leave him in there. Dang it. Not what I wanted to do right there at all. Inside the mouth. That could be a bad mistake, or it could be the greatest move I've ever made. She's bit it one time, but then she just kind of sits out there and acts like she don't care. But it's definitely one that would give me a really, really nice bag and a pretty good shot to have a run tomorrow. I think it's that big. I mean, it's a Jim Dandy giant. Those big ones won't actually get up there and lock on. You just gotta get it in front of them at the right second to where they're mad enough to bite and you can catch them, even if they're not locked on. Yeah! Be in the mouth, baby. Oh, come out. Dude, I had her in the top of the mouth. Right there's the hook hole. Got her. That is a 5-pound stud donkey. That is so crazy. She never would bite it. And I skipped my bait up there past her and it spooked her off the bed. She went to the right side of the pole and I pulled my bait down on the left side of the pole and she came around and met it face to face and I just popped it right up in front of her face and she sucked it all the way in. 100% what you want.
Well, he spent a lot of time on that fish and the reward, totally pleased with that. I feel like Stetson Blaylock knows he is set for the final day. Let's get out to Cory Johnson, 5 fish in his live well at this time. And like a lot of these anglers in the Cooper River, he's having more of an opportunity than guys like Stetson to go through numbers.
Exactly right, where guys like Stetson Blaylock has the quality and he has the time on his side. You look at Cory Johnston, who's about, call it 3 hours south of where Stetson Blaylock is, and he has caught over 20 bass in basically 3 hours of fishing. And the whole key when you run to the Cooper, you have to filter through a lot of fish, and that's exactly what Cory Johnston has done so far in this event. But if you look in the background, there is a lot of traffic in this area, and basically Cory Johnston has just outfished every one of those anglers.
Oh God, giant. Yeah, baby. Woo! That's how you win tournaments, with those babies right there.
A few moments ago, we saw Stetson Blaylock with a 4-pound cull. This is not going to be in that neighborhood, but still a fitting way to round out a great limit for Cory Johnson. Let's take it back to the weigh-in and see who's going on to Championship Sunday.
Our very first angler, all the way from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Cory Johnston. At 22 pounds, 14 ounces. Look out, 5 fish, 17 pounds, 6 ounces. And the Johnston juggernaut moves north of the border with 40 pounds and 4 ounces. We have a brand new leader. From Arkansas, Stetson Blaylock. 23 pounds and 13 ounces. He's looking for 16.8 to take the lead. 17 pounds, 15 ounces. Stetson Blaylock dominating the South Carolina swing with 41 pounds, 12 ounces.
The area that I'm fishing, it's the only spot that I found, and I was just hoping to cash a check out of there, make a top 35, and it just seems to keep getting better, or better for me, and I'm gonna go back out there again and just hope I can get 5 more. And who knows, I found that biggest one on a bed late in the day and was able to get her to bite there at the end, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the story of Stetson Blaylock making something big out of a very, very small area there, a little corner in Winyah Bay.
Exactly right, and really the scary thing going into Championship Sunday, the weights are actually going up, which nobody saw coming.
So it will be Blaylock, Johnston, Davis, Krieger, Cruz, Palmer, Williamson, Canterbury, Takaranthi, and Walters Championship Sunday when we come back.
The Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay is brought to you by Mercury, Talon, Minn Kota, and by Humminbird.
Well, this is it. We have reached the final day. 3 days in the book already here in Georgetown, South Carolina. And this Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay will be decided today. And you see Arkansas's Stetson Blaylock on top, a slim lead over Cory Johnston, Clint Davis, Kobe Krieger, and all the rest. And of course, the big question all week long is, do you make the big trip to the Cooper River, sacrifice fishing time for the promise of bigger bass, or do you fish closer at home? Stetson Blaylock, one of these anglers who is fishing much, much closer at home. We're down to 10 anglers on this final day, and they're getting ready to go out, and one of these anglers will hold that blue trophy at the end of it all. But we are a long way from there right now, and of course we can see definitely many approaches, Mark Zona, as we look at these anglers prepare.
Exactly right, Tommy Sanders. And really, if you're to go off of the history of any tidal fishery that we go to, the difference about this place, when you go to Winyah Bay, these guys are in very confined areas, and they have throttled these areas. Not just the guys that have made our final day cut. There's been so much pressure in these areas. The interesting thing, on our skeeter boats, Taste the Bait, it's fair to say it should be plural and taste the baits. The reason why, it is all over the map. Whether you're looking at creature baits or stick worms, there have been some bonus sight fish throughout this tournament, but really, if you kind of look at most of the tidal fisheries that we've gone to, it's way more finessey when we come to Winyah Bay. One of the reasons why is that pressure. But if you go off of the last time we were here, it's going to be the guy that gambles and makes an adjustment on this final day.
Well, Stetson Blaylock again with the lead, and let's get right out on the water. And Stetson Blaylock getting pretty close. He's early to his fishing spot.
We're definitely going to have company in here today. I would say 3 to 5 guys. The best part about today is you hear people always say that you don't want to be the leader, you want to be the one chasing. But on this place, I disagree, because it's so hard to catch them. those guys know they have to catch them. So if I can just do my job today, put the pressure on them, who knows?
Exactly right. When you're on Winyah Bay, pretty much every ounce will count going into Championship Sunday, and really only making a 15 to 20 mile run, maximizing his time. But something to note, there definitely is a lot of other anglers in there that also have qualified to this final day.
Gosh dang it. Well, that never happened yesterday. But I'm gonna bet you that one's on a bed and I can probably catch him. It's just part of the game, but it sucks. You know, I lost that fish. It's probably a, you know, it's over a 2-pounder. It's a good one. It's the kind you gotta have, you know, especially with nothing in the box. It would definitely, you know, help calm me down just to kind of have something in there to go off of. It's gonna be slow, it's gonna be hard. It's just gotta get those right ones in the boat and hopefully have an opportunity when the day ends. Get in here. That'll work. That'll work. That'll help. Gosh, it feels good to get one in the boat, even if it is a little one. Oh, I think we're gonna call him today. I'm gonna stay optimistic and put my coil tag on him. I mean, even though it's small, it feels good to get one in the box. I'm telling you, the way they're biting it, every one of them is just barely hooked, which I don't mind that as long as I'm getting them in the boat. Just gotta stay calm and confident and just keep on plucking away. Get things going in the right direction.
So Stetson Blaylock already on the board, fishing close to the launch right there, having made the long run. In fact, the longest run of anyone, I believe, is Scott Canterbury. Scott Canterbury, who has started the season off in fine form on the St. Johns River, having a great tournament here.
Exactly right, and if you look at his daily catch right there, he slipped up a little bit on day 2, but rebounded in a big way. But really coming into this final day, the scary thing about Scott Canterbury, one of the best shallow water anglers on the Elite Series, and he's on house money. Really, he's only got room to rise, and he could gamble throughout this Championship Sunday.
A little bit better. A little bit better.
Scott Canterbury, 3 fish in the live well, nothing of any size, but everyone knows it's going to be a grind today, so that is a good first step for Scott Canterbury, farther away from the launch than anyone else in this field. Let's go down the Cooper River, where we find young Patrick Walters, starting in 10th, now in 7th.
It's a big old rice field. There's a little over depression where I caught some of my fish yesterday, but in practice, that's why my motor's so muddy. Actually, I got stuck back in there. I mean, it's, if you can stay too long in an area like this. It was like 7:30 in the afternoon or like 7 o'clock. I was about to take out, and I was like, I'm gonna go check one more spot. And there was like 20 minutes left of low tide. And I thought I was gonna be eating dinner out there in the rice field.
Tide fluctuation of a couple feet or more at times here in the Cooper River, and one of the interesting things coming into this tournament, Patrick Walters probably more experienced than most of the field, and he will tell you, well, this entire body of water is all timing.
That's what you call cutting it close. Let's not do that again. Got in a rush. Number 3.
Close call right there for Patrick Walters, but that one will count towards his bottom line by the end of the afternoon.
All right, all of our anglers chasing the leader, Stetson Blaylock. It's going to be tight at the end of the day. And young Patrick Walters, what a season already for him. Went top 4. The very first tournament of the year has not been higher than 22nd place. And Patrick Walters, we talked about him leading Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Also, our Dick's Sporting Goods Rookie of the Year leader is young Patrick Walters. So we are seeing definitely one of the superstars of the future in the world of professional bass fishing, operating here on the Cooper River, trying to pick up his first win on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Got a lot of fishing between now and that decision. We'll be back. Bass Pro Shop's Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay. What a beautiful, beautiful place. A terrific, one-of-a-kind natural setting here. This coastal South Carolina country, the flora, the fauna, and the fishing, all bringing much joy to a lot of people on a yearly basis. From the other side of the state of South Carolina, over near the Georgia border, is Jason Williamson, two-time winner on the Bassmaster Elite Series, and not having a bad day here. Trying to catch up with 5 fish in the live well, but boy, what a big month it's been for him. The recent birth of young Bristol Keegan Williamson, the newest addition to the Williamson family, certainly on everyone's mind.
Brush hog strikes again. I weighed in almost a 4-pounder off of that tree right there, and then one off of that back tree. She should be 4 or close to it.
Good fish right there for Jason Williamson here on Championship Sunday. And from where he's fishing, as the crow flies, as the crow flies, you're looking at about 130 miles down to the Cooper River. Scott Canterbury is doing big work.
Got you! That's what we're talking about. Woo! That's what we're after. One cast. Woo! That's what we're talking about.
Scott Canterbury makes a small move, makes one fire, and puts a giant Cooper River bass in the boat.
Yeah, he's made a big move overall, way up the leaderboard. Clint Davis started this day in 3rd place today. It's been a little rough on him. Only 2 fish in the live well, and Clint having fallen all the way down into the 10th spot for the man from Montevallo, Alabama.
Exactly one of the finest shallow water anglers on the Elite Series from there, Kissimmee, Florida. A lot of this water looks pretty much identical to fishing in Florida. Jess Tekarani, and truly, Jess Tekarani, 5 fish in his live well, has probably caught more keepers than anybody in the field.
Colgate, Oklahoma's Luke Palmer, another one of the great rookies. Bassmaster Elite Series really coming into his own this week in South Carolina. Having some good luck, started the day, but he has fallen a couple of spots as well, and now Kobe Krieger.
There he is, got him. I seen him blow up. Come on, baby. Not hooked good, not hooked great. We got him. Yes.
Important fish right there for Kobe Krieger to keep pace with what's going on among the 10 on this final day, and a big day 3 for John Cruz and trying to keep the momentum going today.
I'm just slinging the jerkbait down. This is the first day you've been able to throw a jerkbait. There's been so much of that moss. I feel like these fish haven't seen one, and plus the conditions are setting up. Uh-oh, more weight there. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Better fish for John Cruz and a better result now. He moves up the leaderboard 2 spots. So John Cruz on his way anyway, but has he got enough time to get it done?
Well, these guys have definitely leaned on the Cooper River, and we're seeing guys that are definitely making the right adjustments and putting bigger fish in their live well here on Championship Sunday. Now all the way back up to the Waccamaw River, Stetson Blaylock really said coming in this tournament, this area that we're seeing him dominate in, he was hoping for a top 35 finish. and somehow has mined this little deeper canal for all it's worth. A little bit slower today for Stetson Blaylock, but 4 fish in his live well right now. Just needs one more big one to seal the deal potentially.
Little one. That one's not even a pound, but it's a keeper. Is not gonna let that one get out of my hand. Finally a decent one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Golly, thank you, Lord. We just need a couple big ones. I mean, that's all. It gives me confidence knowing that I left that area and came in here and caught a decent one right off the bat. So that is a good thing. A very good thing.
Stetson Blaylock knew it would be a struggle to grind today, and having a limit, that means a lot to him right now. He holds on to a shade over a 1-pound lead over Cory Johnson. Scott Canterbury's the guy who's been streaking today. Of course, Jason Williamson and Kobe Krieger are right around the corner from Stetson, so he's still got a ways to go if he wants to close it out.
The Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay is brought to you by Power Pole, Skeeter Boats, Yamaha, and by Toyota.
Final day, Championship Sunday at this Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay. Stetson Blaylock started the day with a slim lead, fell out of it, moved back into it barely, and now Cory Johnson, our first look at him today, and I know he's the guy you feel responsible for one of our big awards of the day.
I'm afraid it is, Tommy Sanders. It's the Mercury official engine move of the day, move of the tournament. 11 pounds days 1 and 2 with just under 18 pounds on day 3. If there's somebody to keep your eye on the Bassmaster Elite Series the next few years, it's Cory Johnston from Canada.
Big one. A little better. Four more of those.
It's a big one from the Cooper River for Cory Johnston right there. He was in second place, and now he's taken over the lead again from Stetson Blaylock.
Exactly right, and every single day Stetson Blaylock has found 1 or 2 solid ones on bed. Really, if you look at the standings right now, every ounce will count in this Championship Sunday.
This one ain't very big, but it would for sure help. Thought it was gonna bite my wacky rig, but he didn't. I think he's scared of this though. He'd help, but I don't think he's gonna make a difference in the end. Just wish he'd bite and get on with it. God, he bit it right then. Just don't think he's worth spending time on though. I ain't gonna do it. I know I can catch him, but I don't think he's gonna even be enough to make a difference today. He ain't that much bigger than what I got, and there might be a 6-pounder up here somewhere.
Big decision to leave that bed fish, and not too many minutes later catches this one. Doesn't look like a giant, but it culls a tiny one that he has in the live well. That's going to put the lead back in the hands of Stetson Blaylock.
Really the most scary angler on this championship Sunday, Scott Canterbury down in the Cooper River. Just minutes left to go. Scott Canterbury sitting in third place, looking for one more shot across the bow.
Got you! That's right. Smoking it. I can't remember which side I put that little bitty one in. That one right there. Now we're talking. About tore my bait up. Oh. Canterbury Pro Buzz coming through.
The biggest cull of the entire tournament right there for Scott Canterbury.
Absolutely. Scott Canterbury starting this day in 8th place. That far back makes the run nonetheless. The farthest run up the Cooper River. Gets a whole lot done. Will it be enough? We're about to find out back at the weigh.
16 pounds, 2 ounces. Scott Canterbury rockets all the way into first place here at the Bass Pro Shop Bassmaster Elite at Winyah Bay. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a bag of fish on Championship Sunday. South Carolina, let's roll through one of your very own. He is the Tower of Power, Jason Williamson. 35 pounds and 3 ounces to start today, looking for 15.4. 11 pounds even, he moves into second place. South Carolina, let's celebrate one of your very own Nitro Mercury Pro, J-Will. Let's keep them rolling from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, Cory Johnston. 9 pounds and an ounce. He moves into second place, 1 pound and 2 ounces short of the overall lead. But let's celebrate another incredible young star of our sport. He left the dock in the lead this morning. Are you guys ready for this? Let's do it. Welcome him to the stage, Stetson Blaylock. Let's get side by side. 41 pounds, 12 ounces. He's looking for 8'11". 9 pounds, 3 ounces. 9'3", and with 50-15, Stetson Blaylock is a Bassmaster Elite Series champion.
I don't have any words to describe how it feels to go through finishing second and just being thankful for it and just keeping your head down. I've never been here before, so I went to where I knew there was some fish, and that's all I got. Thank you, Lord.
We're gonna bring out our tournament director, Trip Weldon, to make it official. Your 2019 Bass Pro Shop Bassmaster Elite of Winyah Bay belongs to Stetson Blaylock.
Stetson Blaylock, his 3rd year on the Bassmaster Elite Series. Still a very young man, but he's got a lot of years put in this professional bass fishing game. And here's the big payoff for him on the Bassmaster Elite Series in his 3rd year out here. Started with a 1.5 pound lead today. Not much of a lead. We went out there, but he got the job done. Slim victory over a streaking Scott Canterbury, Cory Johnson. Checks in 3rd place. Jason Williamson, another South Carolinian, in 4th, and John Cruz rounding out the top 5. A great, hotly contested tournament, which it turns out was one a little bit closer to home. The trip to the Cooper River didn't pay off for everyone. And Mark Zona, I have no notion that Stetson had any idea he had this thing won today.
His family looked very surprised on stage, but the one person more surprised was Stetson Blaylock that he won this. Really coming into this event, he wanted to survive and somehow ended up holding that trophy. And really, in all honesty, this is what we expected from Stetson over the years. And right now, he is backing it up, one of the hottest fishermen in the country.
Absolutely. What a great trip to South Carolina for Stetson Blaylock. Once again, hats off to him. When we see you next time, the Bassmaster Elite Series hits mid-season. We are going to legendary Lake Fork in Texas for the Toyota Bassmaster Texas Fest. That will be great.